Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome the Town of Stellarton Council meeting February 12th, 2024, 5:30 p.m. start time here in the chambers. First item is to approve the agenda. Is there any change or additions?
Yes, Your Worship, I have two additions. I have one, the Dorrington Ball Field, and the second one is a request from Nova Scotia Power.
Okay, so we'll make Dorrington number 8 and that's Power number 9.
So move.
Moved by Councillor Wan, seconded by Councillor Pence. All those in favor of saying aye. Contrary minded. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. There's two sets of minutes from January, the public hearing and the regular meetings. Are there any errors or omissions?
Second.
Moved by Councillor Knight, seconded by Deputy Mayor Campbell. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary minded. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we'll move on to reports from staff. 4A is Chief Mark Kovac, Stellarton Police Service. The reports included. Also, we had our Police Commission meeting last Thursday. We went through that in detail. Is there any questions or comments in the report?
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor Knight, seconded by Deputy Mayor Campbell. On the question, I'd like to thank the Inspector Pond and Constable Morrell for attending the Keith Masonic Lodge levy on January 1st, and for Chief Hoback for reading the G.R. Saunders Children on Literacy Week. All those in favor were saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. 4B is Fire Chief Michael Sullivan of the Fire Department. The reports include. Any questions or comments?
Move the report as written, Your Worship.
By Councillor Pence, seconded by Councillor Knight. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. 4C is Paige Draper, Marketing Communications. Questions or comments?
Order there, sorry.
Pardon me?
It might be out of order in your package. I'm not sure if Lane's report was before that.
Yeah.
It's order that.
Thank you.
Your mic.
I just want to thank Paige, and I know she's been involved with yourself and CAO, Police Chief, and the storm. She's the one that gets communications out there, and I know communication is important. I want to thank her for her efforts.
She's also been seconded to the Regional Emergency Measures Board. She was actually the one that was answering the phone call for the hotline for the county. She was a part of that too.
I know I got kicked out of her office. I got kicked out of CAO's office.
Poor Brian was coming with the numbers. And I told you after.
Did you? I didn't know. That's all right.
Brian, did you make a motion?
I made a motion to accept it. I'm sorry.
I second. And on the question, in her report about the community center, she said that she was taking bookings. We talked about some automated bookings before.
She's still looking into that, and the bookings for what we're going to look into is for the fields. This was more for the community hall, so I'm not sure if because there's long-standing bookings. So, but for the bookings for the field, she is looking at something automated.
Perfect. And the other question I have would be about Family Day. Well, we are doing something.
She has been in contact with Gary Matheson. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wan. I'll mention that the homecoming dates have now been announced officially. They will be July 24th to 28th, 2024. And I also wanted to mention that this is kind of an interesting piece here about that Paige found out. There's reason to believe the Albion baseball field or athletics field is the oldest ball field in the province, as well as the second oldest in the country. She had a conversation with local historian Judith Hoy-Grine, and Judith believes the ball field initially began as an athletics field in approximately 1827, when the field was owned by the General Mining Association of England, and officially became the town's in 1904. Is that right? Interesting.
See, I'm glad you brought that up, Your Worship. I was going to mention that, it slipped my mind, but I'd like to see a nice big what do you call it?
Exhibit panel.
Yeah, put there with the history and the whole thing on it.
If it's 1827, that's 3 years away, is the 200th anniversary.
Yeah, that's right, too. That'd be cool.
So if you could get that, get somebody to start on that maybe, and get the history on it, that'd be nice to have down there at that field.
Your worship, I don't know which route we want to do, but whichever route, whether it's in-house or through another historian that have done panels for us in the past, just want to make sure that the consistency of the panel that we have will be maintained, branded with all of that. But I agree, it'll be perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it would follow under the same panels as we have. I'm getting tongue-tied here, but I'd just like to see an information panel up there. I think great history in the town.
We'll do a little more digging and make sure we get our facts straight, then we can look at something like that. The report was moved by Councilor Knight, second by Councilor Wand, I believe. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded. Motion carried. Nancy, thank you. Back to the agenda here. 4D, Blaine Murray, town engineer. There's 2 reports included. Questions or comments on that?
I guess everybody wants to jump in on that, but we were just discussing before you come in, maybe we might want to look at, there's 2 sidewalk plows down there, have a lot of problems with the sidewalk plow. I know they're smaller units, but I'd like to see them look at them, to see if we can get a bigger unit, something that's, it's bigger that could handle it, because if we got a unit big enough, we could even, like I was mentioning, is do the sides after they plow the roads. They could go down the sides of curbs and throw the snow over and clear it back. So I don't know if Blaine would look into that and see if we can get something that's bigger, heavier duty type thing. But that being said, I want to compliment the Town Works and the wonderful, wonderful job they did. I got a lot of positive feedback, and I know I was being text or email, whatever you call them, my Facebook, and there was a lot of good people out there that were concerned for their citizens. And downstairs, bombarded with phone calls and trying to arrange to get people and get names of people that we could funnel it out to these people so that they would have somebody to plow. There was a couple of seniors that called that were on medical, and they were freaking right out. And I got a call from Pat Dunn's office. And I was fortunate enough that Patty Lloyd had gotten somebody, and I got a hold of her and was able to arrange that we could get somebody down there. But I think we have a system set up now, do we, Susan, that the names and that are down? So should somebody call in looking for help?
Well, right now, the hotline, the Emergency Control Center is disbanded now. They had 3 calls this morning, so they stopped. However, if there are still concerns, they certainly can call the town office at 752-2114 if they're in any kind of distress or anything and they need help, for sure.
I think they were taking names down. They have a collection of names of people that possible contractors.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, we do have names of contractors as well.
Okay.
And just to expand on that, thank you, Councillor Knight. I certainly will pass that along. And some of the calls that we are getting today are from citizens are just asking about the status of the sidewalks. We are certainly behind in clearing those up, but because we are down to sidewalk plows, so we are getting to them. The priority right now is the sidewalks and fire hydrants, which we do have citizens also helping out with that, which is appreciated. And then the widening of the roads that are still narrow. So.
I did notice when on my way home this evening there, I'm coming back through the park, they were down there with trucks and front-end loaders and everything.
Yeah.
And this morning I was sitting, I didn't know I could hear the scraping. I looked out the door and they were going up my street there, clearing the sidewalks, clearing the path. And the main street are cleared well, so I mean,
They've worked
I
every
think they did
single
a great
day
job
since the
getting on
storm.
top of it, you know.
Yeah, they've worked every single day since the storm.
Your worship, I'll move the report as written.
I'll second that, and also want to echo the compliments for the Public Works, Susan, if you can pass
I
on.
definitely will, thank you.
Much appreciated with the amount of snow that we've got. It was, there was a few issues here and there, and but in general, it was unbelievable. And the other thing, I also want to thank the Public Works about the logs being removed from the poplar lot. So that's great news, finally.
Thankfully, we got that before the snow.
Yeah. Is there anything else that still requires any cleanup?
They are still, the next, they're looking at High Street, fixing that up there, and then
Reservoir.
the reservoir.
Reservoir and High Street.
Those are the two that are left.
I had one on Poplar there, actually.
Yes, so
You want to address that?
well, they'll address that. They have, we sent it right.
Yeah, I know, we can't do it now. The gentleman is very, very nice.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
cooperative.
It's not forgotten.
He said as long as you get to it.
Yeah, it's not forgotten.
Good, good.
Is the motion for both reports?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to mention the fire department gave a covered trailer to Public Works. Public Works has turned into the water break trailer, which is the house fittings and equipment required for water breaks. So thank you to the fire department for that. And, just on the water utility report, it says both the reservoirs. The work involves both exterior and exterior inspection by ROV. Do you know what ROV is? Question for Blaine.
I don't. I will find that out.
And several new meters were installed. The town staff starting to get familiarize themselves with the installation process. We're almost done the installation. Just the
We
trailer
are
court
almost
left?
done. The trailer court's left, and there's still some sporadic ones throughout the town, but Neptune is almost done. And then once new people or once any maintenance or anything will be done by the town Public Works.
Do we have a plan for the trailer court, or do we?
They are working, yes, they have a plan, and it's, Neptune met with us 2 weeks ago now to go over that plan. So right now, the challenging part is getting their system to read our system, like the transmitters, to get into our financial software to do the billing. Because what we would like to do and what we plan to do is send out bills based on your consumption, so people will have an idea of what their consumption would be. We don't have a rate, obviously, but it would just give them some kind of an idea, and it would also determine if they have any leaks or anything like that before they're actually billed.
Now that you mentioned it, when will we start receiving the bill that shows the consumption and how much would the bill be?
Officially, it'll be 2025.
Yeah, but I thought that we're going to receive like a pre-bill.
Yes, so that's, we're trying to work the kinks out of the systems to be able to read them, because it's Town Suite and Neptune 360, they have to kind of marry together, and so we're just working out some kinks, and hopefully sometime in the summer, fall, we'll be able to send out mock bills, so
Okay,
people
mock
will
bill.
understand.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah,
All right. Okay, that was
yes.
moved by Councillor Pence, seconded by Councillor Wong. There's no further questions. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, thank you. We'll move on to correspondence. 5A, Fibromyalgia Association of Canada.
Just asking if the town of Stellarton would consider lighting up purple on May 12th. Yes, please, and I need your mic.
I make a motion that we allow them to light up. I'm having to get tongue-tied here today. Light up in purple for their event.
Moved by Councillor Knight, seconded by Councillor Pence. On the question, I'm assuming we have some purple lights that we can put up?
We do, they changed, they're multicolored, so,
All right, that was a good idea.
yeah.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, thank you. Committee of the whole report, there is no report. Clean Foundation proposal.
So this is the program that we applied under to replant trees in the Poplar Street area behind where we had to deforest. So I met with these people, the Clean Foundation. They took a look at the report that was done by Kirk Schmidt, and this is what they recommend. And she said, you can do whatever council would like to do, but she's recommending 1,500 trees, and she said to keep in mind that probably not all of them will survive. So, and like I said, she looked at Kirk's report about how far in we want to go. We want to make sure we encroach on people's properties. And if council approves this, and if they want to go with this plan, or she said you can go with what Kirk presented, she kind of made the difference. She said he's more of a forester, she's more of a horticulturalist, so, so basically, either one would be fine, and they would plant in the fall.
So these people here, it's already been approved, the money?
This is, so they have
Okay.
approved us, yeah.
Okay, good. And this, I would go with the horticulturist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not 1,500 trees, it's 1,050. 1,500 per acre, which must be 2/3 of an acre up there.
Right, so that's what she
Hectare.
said. Yeah, so, and then she said that not all of them will survive, so,
It
yeah.
says it's survival is increased with site maintenance. Are we going to train Public Works how to?
We would get someone to come in and do that. We don't, they wouldn't have to do it. I definitely don't need a motion on
I
that.
made the motion, okay?
And I'll second that.
Moved by
And on the question,
Moved by Councilor Knight, second by Councilor Wong on the question.
on the question, I just want to make sure that we advertise it, communication,
Okay.
Facebook, newsletter, website, all of that. This is huge, what we're going to be doing, and, it's good that we had the money that we have applied for, but, it's the whole project, with the path that we talked about and the benches.
That doesn't include.
No, it
okay.
doesn't, but we will
Part.
layer it on top of that, right? So it's a whole plan. So I think we need to communicate that because it's a wonderful story that we're going to share with our residents. Thank you.
And as part of that, we can communicate the cleanup's been done, and large log removed, things like that. So I know we've done that part as well.
Okay.
Okay. Did we have a vote on that? We didn't?
No.
No, we didn't. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Thank you. Item 8, the Dorrington Ball Field.
Met with, so myself and Blaine Murray, town engineer, and Jamie McDonald, superintendent, met with Dwayne Cameron, who is, I guess you'd call him the lead volunteer at the Dorrington Ball Field. They're applying under a recreation grant from the province, and basically what they need from the town right now is permission to do the work on the field as it's owned by the town. So what they are looking at doing, they need to remove the existing outbuilding, remove existing dugouts. They want to put some infield mix in there, new fenced dugouts, and upgrades and repairs to fencing to maintain integrity, and then some updates to the clubhouse, including washrooms. So there's an ask tonight to allow them to apply, because it's the town land that they would need approval from the town to do this work. But then during capital, there's going to be a request that goes in, so that the application that they're submitting to the province, they will pay 2/3, the province, so that leaves 1/3 remaining. And the budget that Dwayne has given me, it's $100,000. So
The 1/3?
1/3 of that. So,
33.
yeah, so, and as I said to Dwayne, the Dorrington has not had a lot of work done to it.
I absolutely-
It's their turn.
I absolutely agree.
I certainly didn't commit to anything. However, I said I will certainly bring this to council for their budget for under capital.
It's hard to say no to the Dorrington field when you look at all the other fields that we spent money on.
So,
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm going to ask you to caution is because of accessibility, that they're aware of the accessibility
And,
rules. And
yes,
that,
and
they
so
follow that.
he's actually, Dwayne is actually Rick Hansen certified, so
Okay,
he's
good.
well adversed in that,
All right,
and that's
wonderful.
some of the things that they want to do to the upgrades to the clubhouse.
They've done a lot to that field
They really
themselves.
have.
I mean, they've pretty well been on their own, so I mean, that's the least we can.
I don't have a problem with it.
I agree. So I submit
You need a motion on it?
Yes,
motion on
please.
that.
Okay, I'll move. Simon, did you move?
I did
I'm
move,
sorry.
yes.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Yeah.
The motion is going to be to write the
Allow-
letter that they're
Yeah,
allowed,
we
and then
allow.
it will, and council will consider their request for 1/3.
For budget time, that's correct. And
Okay. Okay, so Nova Scotia Power is looking for access to their substation, which is located up behind McGregor.
Is
Yeah.
this the one that we have approved last year?
Yeah, well, you approved the spot, yes.
The spot?
So what they need now is request to access it. So this is from Roland, and I'm just going to read it because it just came in last week. So a request has been received from Nova Scotia Power to acquire a right-of-way access across the town-owned parking lot immediately north of the Evansville softball field on McGregor Avenue, immediately south of Lehigh and Water Streets. They are in the process of establishing a new location for a substation to service the immediate area, including the Albion Business Park. This will allow for added development to the commercial area as well as other residential and industrial proposals in the future. A map indicating the town-owned property at 149 McGregor Avenue and the Pioneer Coal property is attached, and as well as more detailed drawings from NSPI as to where the proposed access and location of the substation are being proposed, which, as Councillor Luan noted, it was already pre-approved. So it is recommended that the approval be granted for an easement over town-owned lands in favor of NSPI so they can access this piece of land.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I submit a motion for that. It would have been nice if we have pictures.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we just,
Yeah.
I can certainly.
So is there any issues like you guys looked at, well, I didn't look at it, just, yeah.
Yeah, so these are going to be just, forgive my ignorance on what the truck is. It's not their big utility trucks that will be accessing this, it's their
My,
Ford 150.
I know they need access to it, I don't have an issue with
Yeah.
it, right? I just as long as there's something we're not overlooking that's gonna bite us.
And it's not, Blaine looked at it, Roland looked at it, and
And
Blaine
they're-
says they might access it twice a year.
They're okay with, these guys are okay with it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'm
This
okay
is
with
what they're requesting.
I'll second the motion.
Just there won't be any effect on the homeowners up there?
No, it's going right through the ball field parking lot, and like I said, once they're like twice a year. Go check on it.
Okay, so it was moved by Councilor Luan, seconded by Councilor Pence. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried unanimously, thank you. Item 10 is the open forum. Would anyone like to speak at the open forum? 11 is next council meeting, which is Monday, March 11th, 2024, at 5:30 p.m. And with that, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Thank you, Councilor Pence. Meeting adjourned.